So I had a chord progression that I recorded, real simple. It's in the key of F. And what I wanted to do is take the open position chords and move them up the neck and play that same chord progression in another spot. So I'll kind of walk you through how I had a light bulb went on moment, and I started to see light coming out of both my ears. But when I figured this out, and it just made so much sense, and I couldn't believe I never saw it before. But hopefully it'll make sense for you. You won't have to ponder over it like I did for as long as I did. But here's the chord progression. It's a D minor, C, B flat, and F. So here's your D minor, your C, your B flat, and your F. So you see what I did there? I played it first in the open position, and then I moved it here and played it. And how can you do that? How do you figure out how to do that? Is the purpose of this video, is to kind of give you a train of thought. Maybe you already know how to do it. It's not a big deal. Congratulations. It's probably not for you. But if you're looking at that going, yeah, how do you do that? Then keep watching. So the cage system I use as my kind of like my toolbox. Open up. There's 5 chords in there: C, A, G, E, and D. Those are the first chords you learn when you start to play guitar in open position. C, A, G, E, and D. Easy peasy. But do you know where the roots are in all those chords? For instance, the C chord has a root on the 5th string and the 2nd string. The A chord has a root on the 5th string and the 3rd string. The G chord has a root on the 6th string, 3rd string, and 1st string. E chord, 6th string, 4th string, 1st string, and D chord, 4th string, 2nd string. You should know where those roots are, because that's going to make this whole thing so much easier. Like I said, I can't believe I never figured this out for as long as it took me to finally realize what was going on. So when I look at that chord progression, it's in the key of F, so I needed to find an F that's in this area, and there's 2 of them. There's one at the 6th fret on the B string, and there's one at the 5th string at the 8th fret. If you ever notice, C and F are usually right next to each other. If this is a C, there's your F. If this is a C, there's your F. So knowing that the root is on the B string, I open up my little bag of cage chords and I go, okay, which one of you have a root on the B string? And I start at C. Examine it. Yes, it does. So there's an option. A, no, it does not. G, no, it does not. E, no, it does not. D, yes, it does have a root on the 2nd string. So now I have 2 chord choices, a C or a D. Which one will accommodate the area that I want to play in the best? The C. So here's the C shape, or here's the D shape. Both are the F chord. So I'm going to pick the C shape. Now, because I know my major scale and I know how to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the major scale, and this may be getting over some people's skis, but it's counting. You know, in school they teach you how to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Learn how to count on the fretboard, the major scale. 1, root would be your 1. And then there's a whole step to your 2, another whole step to your 3, a half step to your 4, another whole step to your 5, whole step to your 6, whole step to your 7, and a half step back to your root or your 8. So it's root, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Memorize that. You should be able to go anywhere, start anywhere, follow a pattern of your major scale. But since I know how to do that, I'm able to pick out. So if this is my 1 here, this is the F note. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4, 5, 6. So now I got where all the chords in the progression are the notes of all the chords in the progression. Now I just have to pick out the chords. I open up my caged toolbox and I look. Okay, if I'm on if I'm on the 4, it's a D string. And I go C, no. A, no. G, no. E, yes. And that happens to fit right in with my area of the fretboard that I want to be playing in. So there's my 4 chord. Hey, how about that? So then I go to my 5 chord. It's on the G string. I go through the same thought process. C, no. A, yes. But that takes me out of position. So I keep going. C, A, G, yes. Has a root on the 3rd string. Keeps me in position. Especially if I drop my pinky and I just play those 3, that triad on strings 4, 3, and 2. Still the essence of the chord, root, 3rd, and a 5th. Now we're up to the 6th chord. So after 5 is 6. It's still on the G string. Again, I got my 2 options. I knew from this one I've got the 2 shapes. C, no. A, yes. I picked the A, and since it's a 6th chord, it's a minor chord, so I'm using the A minor shape. Easy peasy. You know, you can pick those chords out just as long as you know from your open chord positions, you know those root strings. So here's the loop again, starting with the 6, 5, 4, 1, 6, 5, 4, 1. So now I can play that same chord progression in another spot. And you can you can do the same exact thing anywhere on the neck. Just look for your F notes, are where they're located at on the various strings, and start the process all over. Pick what string it's on, what caged chord works. If it's a major or minor. 1, 4, 5 are all major chords. You hear the chord progression 1, 4, 5 a lot in popular and blues music. That's because they're all the 3 major chords that are within a major scale, derived from the major scale. If you never wrote out a major scale, started with the first letter, and then just leapfrogged from the 1 to the 3 to the 5, and then look at those 3 notes. That's your 1 chord. Duplicate that on the 2nd degree of the scale, the 2nd note, and leapfrog 1, 3, and 5, and those are your 3 notes of your 2 chord. And if you do that, you'll find that 1 is major, 2 and 3 are minor, because the 3rd is what determines if the chord is major or minor in tonality. And so the minor 3rd's going to give you that minor sound. Anyway, a little bit of music theory in there, but learn the root notes of those basic caged forms, and you can play those progressions anywhere up and down the neck. So hopefully a light went on you as well as it did when I saw it. Maybe you're not ready for it. Maybe you already knew it, but there it is. Hope that helps somebody. Have a good one, and as usual, thanks for watching.